Thank you, Mr. Chairman, all the members of the board for the warm welcome. You may know that the members of the legislature, your representative and senator, were hoping to be here tonight, but the legislature is still in session, and they are out of session on Thursday, and they have a lot of work left to do. So I am glad they are there and working on all of our behalf, and I appreciate all of you coming out. I saw Carol. Where'd you go, Carol? There, Carol Fiola is here. From the Governor's Council, a number of our members of the cabinet and other officials are here. I think they're going to let I see their Secretary Bump, nice to see you. And most of all of you are here. I did not come to make a speech. I'll say a word or two about why I am here and then really throw it open, because what I hope we can have is some conversation. I'm here because I found that, well, maybe I'll tell you a story to demonstrate it. I went out, some of you here know we've been working on a life sciences initiative, which the legislature passed in June after about a year's effort. And when we passed it, when we announced it about a year before, I stood with the Speaker and the Senate President. We were all aligned. We all wanted to do it. And it seemed to take a ridiculous amount, well, it seemed to take a long time to get it done. In February of this year, we had a big breakthrough. The three of us sat down, we worked through a couple of the sticking points, and we thought we should go and tell the public about this big step forward. So we called a press conference at Mass General Hospital, and we had all the heads of the life sciences industry come to the press conference. It was really great, all the leadership from the hospitals and so forth. Every TV camera, every newspaper reporter in the area. One question from the Boston Globe, just one. Governor, would you care to comment on your new haircut? The next day in the Globe, the only thing they wrote about was my haircut. Nothing about the life sciences. Now, I don't tell that story to, sort of send a zinger at any newspaper. I'm a great believer that we need a strong and independent media, in order to assure a strong and independent democracy. I feel very strongly about that. But the point is, it was a reminder for me about how important it is to reconnect directly with people, to let me hear directly from you in unfiltered ways about what it is you're worried about, and whether what it is we're working on actually matters to you, and to let you hear directly from me about some of the things we're working on. I mentioned the Life Sciences Initiative, which I think is enormously important for the future of this Commonwealth. So is the Clean Energy Bill, by the way, and the Oceans Bill, things that will position us for economic growth in the future. The billions of dollars of authority that the legislature is giving us to start reinvesting in our infrastructure, in roads and bridges, and in public colleges and universities, in broadband expansion, in affordable and public housing. All of these are about trying to address a long legacy of neglect that is affecting our economy and our quality of life all around the Commonwealth. Now, nobody's kidding themselves. This is a very, very uneasy economic time. And I use that word advisedly. We are not in crisis. In fact, in Massachusetts, we are holding our own in relative terms. We've actually gained jobs in the last year and a half while the nation has shed jobs. Our unemployment rate is lower this year than it was last year. And all through the previous fiscal year, revenues ran at or ahead of benchmark in every single month. But there are clouds on the horizon, and frankly, our relative position compared to the rest of the nation is of cold comfort if your company's sales are just falling through the floor, or you've been laid off, or your house is facing foreclosure. There's a lot of anxiety out there. And while I don't pretend to have all the answers by any means, I do think that listening to and working with the creativity and ingenuity of Massachusetts people will help us get through this, and more to the point, position ourselves to take advantage of the inevitable end of this cycle. Because all economies are cyclical, as you know. So that's why I'm here.